Ladies and gentlemen, success is not an accident. Success is never the result of luck, chance, or external circumstances. It is the natural consequence of consistent motivation and disciplined action. Every great achievement begins with a decision to motivate yourself daily and to stay on track no matter what. Today, I want to share with you some key principles that will give you the daily motivation you need to create the life you've always imagined. When you wake up in the morning, one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to begin with absolute clarity of your goals. The mind is like a compass. It needs a clear direction to guide your steps throughout the day. If you don't set that direction, the hours ahead will be filled with distractions, interruptions, and activities that do not bring you any closer to the life you want. Clarity is the foundation of motivation, because when you know exactly what you want, every action you take has purpose and meaning. Think of it this way: a person with no clear goals is like a ship without a rudder, drifting with the wind and currents. But a person who wakes up and says, "This is what I'm working toward. This is the life I'm building. This is the result I'm after," suddenly gains power, energy, and confidence to move forward with determination. Clarity is not complicated. It simply means knowing what matters most to you. Success is different for everyone. Your vision of success may not look like someone else's. That's why it's essential to define it for yourself. Ask yourself, what do I really want in my career? What do I want for my health, my relationships, my finances, and my personal growth? The more specific you can be, the better. For example, instead of saying, "I want to be successful," say, "I want to earn this amount of income, improve my skills in this area, and build a healthy routine that gives me energy every day." The more details you have, the more motivated you will feel, because your brain can now see a target. One of the best practices to develop this clarity is to write your goals down every morning. Don't just think about them, put them on paper. When you write, you are forcing yourself to be clear. Writing transforms vague desires into specific commitments. It tells your mind, "This is what I'm serious about." Over time, this daily practice will reprogram your subconscious mind to work for you, even when you are not actively thinking about it. Suddenly, you'll start noticing opportunities, solutions, and ideas that align with your goals simply because your mind has been trained to focus on them. Another important part of starting your day with clarity is visualization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself already living the life you want. See yourself completing that project, achieving that goal, or reaching that milestone. Feel the emotions of success, confidence, pride, joy, fulfillment. When you do this, your brain begins to believe it's possible, and that belief creates a powerful surge of motivation that lasts throughout the day. Clarity of goals eliminates confusion and hesitation. When you know what you want, decisions become easier, you waste less time, and your energy is directed only toward things that matter. Every morning becomes a fresh opportunity to recommit to your vision. Remember, success is not about doing 1,000 things. It's about doing a few important things consistently. And that consistency begins with clarity. What you allow into your mind every single day has more influence on your future than almost anything else. Your thoughts are the seeds from which your actions grow, and your actions shape your destiny. If you feed your mind with negative input, discouraging voices, and self-doubt, then your motivation will wither away, and you will find yourself stuck in fear or procrastination. But if you feed your mind with positivity, uplifting ideas, empowering beliefs, and inspiring words, you will create an unstoppable inner drive that pushes you toward success. Just like your body needs healthy food to function at its best, your mind needs healthy information to stay sharp, motivated, and focused. The challenge is that every day we are surrounded by countless sources of negativity. The news, social media, And even certain people can fill our thoughts with worry, fear, or envy. If you are not careful, this mental diet will drain your energy and make you believe that success is impossible. That's why it is your responsibility to choose what you feed your mind. Motivation does not appear out of thin air. It is cultivated by the information and ideas you expose yourself to. If you make it a habit to begin your mornings with something positive, you will notice how much more energized and focused you feel throughout the day. One powerful practice is to read or listen to something inspirational for at least 15 minutes each morning. This could be a personal development book, a motivational podcast, or an audio program that reminds you of your potential. In those moments, you are setting the tone for your entire day. Instead of reacting to the world around you, you are training your mind to respond with strength, optimism, and determination. What you consume shapes how you think, and how you think shapes how you act. Another way to feed your mind with positivity is through affirmations and self-talk. The words you repeat to yourself become your reality. If you constantly say, "I can't do this," or "this is too hard," your brain will believe it. But if you affirm, "I am capable, I am disciplined, I am moving closer to my goals every day," your brain will also believe it, and it will start working to make those words true. This is not wishful thinking, it is mental conditioning. Just as athletes train their bodies for performance, successful people train their minds with positive words to fuel motivation. It is also important to be intentional about the people you listen to. Every conversation either builds you up or breaks you down. Surround yourself with voices that encourage, challenge, and inspire you. If you don't have those voices around you in person, you can still access them through books, videos, and recordings from those who have walked the path of success before you. Their words can act as fuel for your motivation, reminding you that if they could do it, you can too. Ultimately, feeding your mind with positivity is about taking control of your environment. You cannot always control what happens around you, but you can always control what you focus on. If you make the decision to fill your mind with empowering thoughts, uplifting messages, and positive influences every day, you will develop the mental strength and motivation needed to keep moving forward. Success begins in the mind, and the quality of your thoughts will always determine the quality of your life. Action is the bridge between where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. You can dream all day long, you can plan in great detail, and you can imagine the life you want to live. But until you take action, nothing changes. The difference between people who succeed and those who remain stuck is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is the ability to act quickly and consistently. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you build momentum. And momentum is a force more powerful than motivation itself, because once you get moving, it becomes harder to stop. The truth is, many people wait for the perfect moment to act. They wait until they feel ready, until circumstances improve, or until the fear goes away. But the perfect moment will never arrive. The longer you wait, the more your doubts grow, and the less likely you are to take that first step. Successful people understand that you don't need to see the entire staircase before you take the first step. You just need to move forward in the direction of your goals. Action creates clarity, and clarity creates confidence. Think about how you feel when you put off an important task. The thought of it lingers in your mind, draining your energy and creating stress. But the moment you start, the burden begins to lift, and suddenly it doesn't seem as difficult as you imagined. This is the power of action. It breaks through procrastination and fear. The simplest way to build motivation is to do something, anything, that moves you closer to your goal. Even small victories matter because they create a sense of progress. And progress is one of the greatest motivators in life. One of the most effective habits you can develop is to ask yourself, every morning. What is the one action I can take today that will move me closer to my most important goal? Not 10 actions, not a long list of tasks, just one clear, focused step. By doing this, you train yourself to prioritize and to act with purpose. Over time, these small, daily actions compound into massive results. Success is rarely achieved overnight. It is the result of consistent effort applied over months and years. Taking immediate action also builds confidence. When you prove to yourself that you can move forward despite uncertainty or fear, you begin to trust yourself more. You develop the belief that no matter what challenge arises, you have the ability to respond. Confidence doesn't come from waiting, it comes from doing. Each action you take strengthens your identity as a person of discipline, courage, and resilience. It's also important to remember that action doesn't need to be perfect. Too many people get stuck because they think their first attempt has to be flawless. But perfection is the enemy of progress. The most successful individuals are those who are willing to act, learn, and adjust along the way. Every mistake is a lesson, and every lesson brings you closer to mastery. The worst decision is no decision at all, because inaction guarantees failure, while action always creates the possibility of success. In the end, action is the spark that ignites the fire of achievement. It transforms your vision into reality, your plans into results, and your dreams into a life you can be proud of. Each day, remind yourself that nothing happens until you act. The smallest step forward is infinitely more valuable than the greatest intention left undone. Motivation is powerful, but it comes and goes. Some days you wake up energized, ready to conquer the world, and other days you feel tired, distracted, or unmotivated. That is why discipline is far more important than motivation. Discipline is the ability to do what you need to do, whether you feel like it or not. It is the glue that holds success together, because anyone can act when they are excited, but only disciplined people can keep moving forward when excitement fades. The secret to building discipline is to create routines and habits that keep you on track every single day. When you establish a strong routine, you remove the need to constantly rely on willpower. Willpower is limited. It runs out during the day as you face different decisions. But discipline, built through routine, becomes automatic. For example, if you train yourself to wake up early at the same time every day, soon it no longer feels like a choice. It becomes who you are. The same goes for exercising, planning your day, or working on your most important goals. Once these behaviors turn into habits, they require less effort, and they deliver consistent results. The key is to structure your day around the things that matter most. Too many people let life happen to them. They wake up without a plan, get caught up in distractions, and wonder why they are not making progress. But disciplined people start their day with intention. They set priorities, block time for important work, and stick to their plan no matter what interruptions come their way. By doing this, they build a track record of success, and each completed task strengthens their confidence and commitment. It is important to understand that discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. At first, sticking to a routine may feel uncomfortable. You may resist waking up earlier, you may struggle to focus, or you may want to give in to distractions. But every time you push through that discomfort, you are training your mind and body to obey your goals instead of your feelings. Over time, the very things that once felt difficult become natural, and your ability to stay disciplined expands into every area of your life. Another benefit of discipline is that it protects you from inconsistency. Many people start strong, full of motivation, but give up when challenges arise. Disciplined people, however, understand that success is not about how fast you start, it's about how long you can stay committed. They stay on course even when the journey is boring, repetitive, or tough. This ability to keep going when others quit is what separates winners from everyone else. discipline also builds freedom. At first, it may seem like discipline is restrictive, as if you are forcing yourself into a rigid structure. But in reality, discipline gives you control over your life. It allows you to achieve your goals, manage your time, and live on your own terms. Without discipline, you are at the mercy of procrastination and distraction. With discipline, you gain the freedom to live the life you want because you are no longer controlled by your impulses. In the end, discipline is the foundation of lasting success. Motivation will get you started, but discipline will keep you moving forward. By building routines, sticking to your commitments, and treating discipline like a daily practice, you guarantee that your goals are not just wishes but realities. Success does not belong to the most talented or the most motivated. It belongs to the most disciplined. The people and environments you surround yourself with play a massive role in shaping your motivation and ultimately your success. Human beings are influence creatures. Whether we realize it or not, our attitudes, beliefs, and even our level of ambition are deeply affected by the people we spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with negativity, with people who constantly complain, doubt, or criticize, their energy will eventually drain you and pull you down to their level. But if you surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to become better, you will naturally rise to meet their standards. Success is contagious, and so is failure. The choice of who and what you allow into your life is one of the most important decisions you will ever make. Think about this. Your environment either works for you or against you. If you spend your days in places that distract you, with people who don't believe in your goals, and in conversations that kill your spirit, you will struggle to stay motivated no matter how hard you try. On the other hand, when your environment is filled with positive influences, motivated people, uplifting messages, and supportive voices, you feel more driven, more energetic, and more focused on your vision. This is why successful people carefully guard their inner circle. They know that the wrong influences can destroy their confidence, while the right influences can accelerate their growth. Surrounding yourself with inspiration doesn't mean you need to cut everyone out of your life, but it does mean you should be intentional about where you spend most of your time. Ask yourself, do the people closest to me believe in my dreams, or do they discourage me? Do they celebrate my progress, or do they criticize every effort I make? If you realize that certain relationships hold you back, you must be willing to limit their influence. This doesn't make you unkind. It makes you wise. Protecting your energy is a key part of protecting your future. Even if you don't have access to a network of successful people right now, you can still surround yourself with inspiration through books, podcasts, videos, and online mentors. In today's world, you have the opportunity to learn from the best minds and leaders in history without ever meeting them in person. Their words, lessons, and experiences can guide you, motivate you, and remind you that your goals are possible. What you listen to and watch daily matters just as much as the people you interact with face to face. Every positive voice you bring into your environment strengthens your mindset and fuels your determination. The truth is, success is not achieved alone. No one climbs to the top entirely by themselves. We all need encouragement, accountability, and guidance along the way. By surrounding yourself with people who believe in growth, who celebrate progress, and who live with ambition, you place yourself in an environment where motivation becomes natural. You no longer need to force it because the people and ideas around you lift you higher every day. In the end, the quality of your environment determines the quality of your results. If you want to stay motivated and achieve success, be intentional about the people you allow into your life and the influences you expose yourself to. Surround yourself with inspiration, and soon you will find yourself becoming the source of inspiration for others. At the end of each day, one of the most powerful habits you can develop is the practice of reflection and recommitment. Too many people go through their days on autopilot, working, reacting, and rushing, without ever stopping to think about what they accomplished or where they fell short. But success is not just about moving forward, it's about learning, adjusting, and growing along the way. By taking a few quiet minutes in the evening to reflect on your actions, you give yourself the gift of awareness. You begin to see patterns in your behavior, to recognize what is working for you and what is holding you back. This awareness becomes the foundation for better decisions tomorrow. Reflection is simple but powerful. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where did I stay disciplined, focused, and committed? Acknowledge your wins, no matter how small, because they reinforce your sense of progress. Then ask, where could I have done better? Did I waste time on distractions? Did I avoid something important out of fear or procrastination? These questions are not meant to discourage you. They are meant to guide you. Honest reflection keeps you accountable and prevents you from repeating the same mistakes day after day. The second part of this practice is recommitment. Reflection without recommitment is incomplete. Once you see where you stand, you must remind yourself of your goals and renew your promise to keep moving toward them. Every evening is a chance to reset your focus. It doesn't matter if the day was filled with victories or setbacks. What matters is that you end it with the decision to keep going. This is how you build resilience. Instead of letting one bad day turn into a bad week or a bad month, you pause, reflect, and recommit. By doing this, you prevent small failures from derailing your bigger vision. Recommitment also strengthens your discipline. When you review your goals at night, they stay fresh in your mind. You go to bed with purpose, and you wake up with clarity. You start to carry your vision with you, not as a distant dream, but as a living reality you are building step by step. Over time, this daily ritual conditions your mind to stay locked on your most important priorities. It creates an unbreakable connection between who you are today and who you are becoming. This practice also reduces stress and increases confidence. Instead of lying awake at night worrying about what you didn't do, you end the day with awareness and direction. You know what you did well, you know what you need to improve, and you have already made the decision to try again tomorrow. That peace of mind is priceless because it allows you to rest fully and wake up ready to perform at your best. In the end, success is not built in a single day. It is built in the accumulation of days. Each day is a building block, and reflection and recommitment ensure that your blocks are stacked straight and strong. By ending every evening with this practice, you transform each day into a lesson, each lesson into progress, and each step into momentum. Success is not about being perfect. It is about being persistent. Reflect, recommit, and rise stronger every day. Daily motivation for success is not about waiting for inspiration. It's about creating it. It's about clarity of goals, feeding your mind with positivity, taking immediate action, living with discipline, surrounding yourself with the right people, and reflecting daily. If you live by these 6 principles, nothing can stop you. Success won't just be a dream. It will become your reality.